There was Guardians of the Galaxy too. That was a really dirty movie.
I'm just like, I thought I know! You know!
Would you wait for me? But I'm scrolling and like video of him in a dark room looking at his face. I'm like, alright. And the caption was like, apologizing. Like, you becoming my best friend. No matter where I travel to, I'm coming right back home to you. If you just wait for me. Would you wait for me?
Hello and welcome to the Humor Tower Times podcast. Today with me, I have Mia, whose spirit animal is an albino porcupine. Ari, whose spirit animal is an electric eel. Zoe, whose spirit animal is a pterodactyl. And Genevieve, who doesn't have a spirit at all. So, today our conversation will go in all sorts of directions, so be aware of that. And also, if I'm looking at my phone, it's just because that's where I have the topics. So actually, you know what? The first thing, I was just looking at the news, and there were some gem thieves that over Easter weekend, they cut through the ceiling of a bank. They went down and they established like their own ladder through a duct, and they stole 200 million pounds worth of gems.
What bank has gems?
Yes,
There's a safe deposit box.
Oh,
Is it a Harry Potter movie?
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all safe deposit boxes in England. And that's crazy.
Was there a dragon guarding the
Yeah, the little goblins were real mad. You know,
I'd be pissed.
like,
Probably.
crime's bad, but at the same time, that's pretty cool. Like,
Did they get
Jewel thieves?
caught? Or did they just...
they haven't found them yet, and they think they've already been able to smuggle them all out of the country, which is really cool.
That's solid. Sounds really elaborate.
Not for like the person whose jewels got stolen.
Well, you know, I guess,
Probably.
yeah.
You're also someone who has like that much money for
Yeah.
jewels.
Well, what if they
Probably
turned all their
suck.
monies into jewels?
All their monies.
How much money do you have? I don't know, I got like 50 pounds of jewels though.
Got 13 monies. No, like remember years ago when there was the heist at the airport where the guys went and they stole the diamonds right off the plane?
No.
It was in Zurich, Switzerland. Yeah, they came in and they ended up catching them. But I don't know. In those cases, I always kind of root for the criminal, just because it's kind of like a movie, you know? Like
Why?
they pulled up in like this big truck right when the plane was landing, and they all hopped out with like ski masks
Oh,
and
yeah, I
took them and
remember
zoomed off. Like that's kind of
But
cool.
like a plane, seriously, like everything's really confined on a plane, and
Yeah,
there's
seriously.
people all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was this a plane with like passengers?
No, I don't think so. I think it was a cargo plane.
Okay.
So like Castaway.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's like castaways are less fun.
And they come and they don't get stranded on an island.
And no bus.
Yeah.
So we were looking up like different court cases that or like trials that were never finished, and one of them
Mac
reminded
versus
me.
Ohio.
What's that?
Mm.
Government?
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't it Buchanan versus
The
Ohio?
exclusionary rule.
Okay,
There you go.
it's a thing.
Missouri
But well,
Jack.
this one it was D.B. Cooper, who was this guy back I think it was like the 70s, but he was like a nicely dressed man who's supposed to be very polite. He was on a plane from like Seattle to like LA or something, and he told the flight attendant quite quietly, "I have a bomb. I need." Then he said like, "Yo, I need like it was like $2 million cash. I'm taking control of the aircraft." Then he like opened up a suitcase, and there was a lot of like blinking lights and wires. They don't know if it was or wasn't, but he was able. He got him to.
How do you get the bomb on the plane in the
Oh,
first
like
place?
it's the 70s.
Sure.
But,
okay,
yeah,
never
like,
mind. You can
they,
do what they wanted.
They landed the plane, and
He
like
lit a cigarette.
they landed the plane. He allowed all the passengers to get off, but it had the crew stay on.
Oh,
He
jeez.
he had the FBI like bring him like the $2 million still on the plane, and then he told the plane like we're taking off again because like they had to because he supposedly had a bomb.
What's
So they
the
took
point
off.
in blowing up the plane when it's already landed?
Well, because like there's still all the people on it.
I thought
But so
just
then
the crew.
yeah, so then the crew goes up
Just
and
the crew.
they're taking him, and he's directing him where to go, and so then he has him go over like the desert in Nevada, and then he hops out with a parachute, and he's never found again. And so like they think maybe he died or something, but like because like they found bits of money in like the river, but the other thing is like they found plastic bags. Like this is like 2 years ago, so like 30 years later they found plastic bags filled with like decomposed money. So they think maybe he like hid it there. to try to come back for it later.
Hid it in the desert. Yep,
In the
I'm
river
gonna find
or
this
something.
later.
But that's crazy. Just like entirely got away. Should be a movie plot.
Weird.
It's jumped out of a Sounds like something from Scooby-Doo.
Sounds like the kind of life I want to lead.
I don't know. I feel like everyone kind of has a plan for crime. Like, not for stealing, I think. But okay, so
well, you couldn't be successful if you didn't have an elaborate plan.
Right.
I feel like okay, so if you've got a body you need to hide. Like, have you ever thought through just like hiding a body?
Ask Siri. She could tell
I
you.
actually think about
Like,
when
yeah, I know, like, I've
Shane,
thought
no,
about
when-
it.
when I'm on like a road trip and I'm driving out to, I don't know, like rural Illinois,
Yeah.
like I'll look out my window and it's just nothing for like
Ag.
miles. It's just ag.
Miles
I'm like,
and miles of
if
widows.
you put a body there, no one would ever
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, they would. But
Windmill.
farmer people
Oh,
would
No,
windmill.
find
no,
it.
not in like farm areas, like in like foresty places.
Oh,
Like, then, like, okay.
sure.
You could hide in a windmill. A windmill full of
I feel like
Perfect.
everyone's like thought about it just because I don't know something to do when you're bored. Like,
I never think about where I would hide.
really?
I do,
Okay, so like,
sir.
what if you like burned it and then when you go and like release the ashes out of the window, bit by bit?
Okay,
No one would
I
ever
don't
find
think
it.
about it like that gruesomely.
Or that
Oh my God.
specifically.
Like if I shot someone, I would just put the body like in a
So you're
forest.
probably just
In a
leave
forest.
it.
But like, good luck trying to burn a body. Like, I think it's more difficult than you think.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard about
Like,
a body
yeah.
farm?
No,
Why are you talking
No,
about
no, this is
body
really cool.
farm?
It's I think it's part of the University of Pennsylvania.
Sounds
Unpleasant.
unpleasant.
But it's their research facility
Friend of life.
where they're researching like what happens where bodies decompose and like they like recreate crime scenes and you can donate your body to the body farm. But essentially it's this big farm where there are all these bodies just sitting out decomposing because like they're researching how the body decomposes.
Okay. Segue. I recently went on my college tours, right?
Nice.
Right.
And
Solid.
the University of Portland and the University of Oregon were like bragging about how they have cadavers, and I just thought that was so
Cadaver?
dope.
Godiva? Oh, I love
Cadavers.
Godiva chocolate.
Yeah, what did I say?
Godiva.
Cadavers. You got a nice
Yeah.
like
Cadavers?
You got a nice like
Cadavers.
cadavers. Cadavers.
Podcast over. Gotta restart. No.
No, like,
Yeah,
if you
God,
want to
that's so
hear about
beginning.
gruesome bodies, when I was on the trip in France, we went to the catacombs,
Yeah.
and
Sounds so cool.
I didn't really know about the catacombs before we went, and someone on the trip was like, yeah, like, I'm so excited to go to the catacombs. I'm like, well, from what I hear about it, it doesn't sound like terribly exciting.
Yeah.
You just descend on this long path underground, and there's just bones everywhere.
It's like
It's a little chilly.
And they're like
kind of
stacked.
dank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
they, like
dank.
they just had to like dispose of bodies
Like,
and they
it was
couldn't do like
interesting.
graveyards because they had so many back
Well, they
then.
dug them up
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the graveyards.
And put them in there. But like there's
So then
some
they have the signs from the
But it's kind of
cemetery.
artsy.
there's
so
some underground churches.
recycling.
Like just churches. Like some of the catacombs in different places are made entirely of bones. Like they'll have like a chandelier of like rib cages. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's like
It's
a
like
National Treasure.
they turn it into like a chapel.
I love that movie.
When he like goes in like the grave and there's like that
It's
dead
crazy,
lady there and he just like moves her.
You see these
What a
pictures,
way.
it's just like the entire church is made of skulls.
necrophilia much?
Riley Muse had like a falling out today about the word "bay." He got so upset.
Hey,
He was
before
like,
anyone
My
else.
dad last night, what was I doing? I was doing homework of some kind, and my dad came over and helped me. And it's like, oh, I was doing the A-push. I asked him what an A-push thing was, and I was like, thanks, Dad, you're such a bae. And he's like, what is bae? And he's like, I've heard it used so many times, I just don't understand what it is. And I'm like, oh my
I
god,
mean, I really feel like I put the bay in Whitefish Bay.
it's not funny.
Well, no, what were you saying about Mr. Hughes?
he was so upset because he was trying to use the word "bay" and he's like, look at me like it can be like a friend, right? And people were kind of telling him no. They're like, no, like it usually means you're in a relationship because you're talking about being friends with your boss. And he's like, yeah, like I wouldn't say Mr. Hengel's my bae. Like everyone started laughing. And he's like, no, it means that you're friends. And like all the seniors are trying to tell him like, no, like it means that you're dating. He's like, no, like Van can be my bae. And Van's like, no. He goes, fine, never mind. I don't know. And then like he was getting all like heated and like his face was getting all red. And he's like, you know what? I don't like your guys' definition of this. I'm gonna use mine. I like it better. He's my bae. And then he just like turned around and like just totally started ignoring us and like started doing the lesson. I'm like,
Bae technically means
Riley's
before
so
anyone
upset.
else.
Mhm.
and he was trying to say that, but like
It's
no
an
one was letting
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so some of the funniest acronyms I think is FOT. And so when I was coming up with a name for the
People
Human
never
Intelligence
use it, right?
podcast, I like HTTP, you know, Human Intelligence podcast, it's like a URL, it's good. But
Totally.
one of the other ones, I was trying to figure out how to turn it into the ThoughtCast. Because the
The
like tower humor
thought.
something times, like I needed some
Let's
old
try it the
word.
other way.
I couldn't make it happen.
Do it the other way.
Orgy.
That escalated
Shout out to
quickly.
Peanut Gallery.
Oh, I have a missed call from Balloon. Sorry, didn't have my phone on me.
Yeah. You know, think about like the other things that you thought about when you were a kid. It's like when you were driving in a car. You ever think about like just like running outside and like jumping over all the stuff outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Or like standing on top of the car while I was driving.
I remember
totally
like
used to think about that.
solid.
Too.
You know, I was talking to your mom the other day, and she was talking about how she's like, oh
How
yeah,
good
saw,
Deb?
saw Genevieve was on the podcast. You know, yeah, she lovely girl, really just booping out in the middle of it. So that
You
that
can't
was
hold
her.
me down.
But,
True.
I can't be tamed.
I remember one of the first things my parents
Sounds
ever
like
told me
craft.
was like, some teenagers do some stupid stuff, but don't go car surfing. Like that's the like
That's
most concerning
extra.
stuff.
Sounds you
What
will
is car
die.
surfing?
Yeah. So like you
Don't you-
stand on
is
top
that
of the
with the
car.
two
and you
cars?
just, no, just you stand on top of the
What?
car and they
Okay,
drive.
car
Just
like
sometimes-
rollerblading. It'd be awesome if you drove two cars really close to each other and then
You
you
would
stood.
die.
That's what.
Wait,
That's
that's-
Footloose.
That's in
on
Foot-
either
yeah, it's in
side,
Footloose.
and you're
Very
like-
beginning.
Footloose came on TV the other day. and It's like
The old
Footloose.
one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old one with Kevin Bacon, who's
Yeah.
He's in
Bae.
everything. He's
He's
great.
Bae.
Bae.
And
He's the negation of Bay.
no,
But Katie's a bomb.
and
Star doesn't think
the
so.
chick rides with 2 feet.
Yeah, no.
And
I
then they
know.
play chicken with the tractors. We watched it.
And
Yeah,
there's
it's
also
really
just the
nice.
one guy that like doesn't one of the guys do like a splits between it or something?
No.
But no, it just
She almost there's a truck coming
Yeah,
at them
and
the
she's
other
very-
way.
she, like,
so
full flips over.
Chuck has to like pull her back in the car. It's pretty intense.
you ever do stuff where you think about like
Why wasn't
you
that
probably
so
should have gotten hurt.
No.
Like there's so much
Yeah.
stuff in my life that I don't know. I feel like it just works out and shouldn't.
I don't do anything that's that risky, so.
Last summer, I was hanging out with some folks, and I go over to the mall, and you know, like the parking garage,
Yeah.
the big one over on Lydell.
Did you jump off the top?
No. Yeah, landed perfectly fine, tucked and rolled, got it. You know, just like fire stuff, tucked and rolled. But no, so I was skateboarding. I skateboarded down the ramp from the third floor to the ground.
Inside the parking garage?
It goes from the inside out, and I'm thinking, you know what? That was really fun because like I went really fast. But not only could a car come, and I wouldn't be able to stop and just smack into it like
Smash it
a
up.
bug on the windshield. But also, just like at the very end, if your skateboards when it's going really fast, it's like wiggling back and forth. I'm thinking I could just like pop off into the wall. Like I was totally fine, but I shouldn't have been.
Skateboarding is hard. It's so drafty in here. Oh my god.
It is a little. It's the English ring.
There's like a breeze
not
blowing
very-
at me.
you
It's
need a
giving me a
shawl?
chill. I need a shawl.
A shawl?
It's like in the winter when all the snow piles up on the roof because it's not slanted, and you can just hear it creaking.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
I like when it rains
dripping in
really
the English
hard.
wing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like, and instead of fixing the ceiling, we
There's
just shove a
bucket.
bucket under it. It'll be
It's
fine.
fixed.
It's fixed.
You know how matches were
The
invented?
ceiling's leaking. No, it isn't.
Matches?
Buckets on my subway here. So this guy, he was a scientist back in like the 1600s, and he decided, you know what happens if I pee in a bucket and leave it in my basement for like 40 days? So he
Something awesome.
exactly. He peed in the bucket. No, actually
terrible.
he peed in a whole bunch of buckets and left them in his basement. And after 40 days of all like, dried out and everything, turns out there was sulfur, and some of them started randomly combusting. So matches. That's how you got matches.
Okay.
That still work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Not
that's
that great.
The podcast is actually more like story time with Flood.
It is.
fun facts. Flone's fun facts.
There, that could be your own little segment. Just like you alone, just like spewing fun facts.
Right. They're like facts.
Stand-up
Facts.
comedy.
Oh, they're fun.
Oh.
Okay.
They're fun.
This is the
Fun.
Facts.
Facts.
Do you guys know the squid eyeballs are the size of volleyballs?
No.
Yeah.
Not true.
Yeah,
I
it's
knew that.
giant squid eyeballs are the size of volleyballs.
Okay, so you know the Snapple caps?
Mhm.
Those aren't.
They're
some
not
of
all
those are
true.
Oh.
They're not all
Some of
true.
those are
Oh my
true.
god.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Everything in my life's been a lie.
Yes, we always
We always read them because Star always
That's
has
where I got
Snapple
his fun
lunch.
facts from.
And then
I have a book that's all the Snapple fun facts.
Allison Pogerelts comes up to us one day when Star has a Snapple in lunch, and she goes, "You know those aren't all true, right?" And
What's
I'm
it-
like, "What?"
What's the fact today, Star? Let us know.
Only 7.6 billion in only 7.6 billion years. billion. Sorry.
Toss it over here. We'll read it.
Yeah.
Wait,
reach its maximum size and will shine 3,000 times brighter.
So,
Never
okay,
fall.
here's the thing though.
Lame.
By 7.6 billion years, humans will have slowly adapted with the sun. So we'll be like little, I don't know, little solar panels running around.
Drive like the water.
We like those little hula girls, like we won't even walk.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just
Right?
wiggle.
We'll have adapted to the sun. Oh god.
But like, what about water?
Water.
I don't even know what that is. Okay.
Right.
Contribution.
Probably can evolve over time.
It was
Now I
never
need
in
to
on the
cover
water.
back. The motions to that were just great.
Oh.
You suck.
You know, it's weird to think about, like, whenever we think about aliens, we always think of them as humanoid, right? They have to eat, they have to drink, like, they have
Like dogs.
legs and arms, but, like,
I think
it's
that's
most
great,
likely
like,
whenever
really
we
big head.
find some alien, it's gonna be so different from us we won't understand. Like, it could, like, you know, absorb methane gas through its skin. and That's how
Venus.
it breathes. And you're like,
Put them on the CAFOs.
Yeah.
Deal with that shit.
Gross.
Something about a weenus.
oh. Okay, the
Oh, I
gallery is
said
particularly
Venus.
active today.
Sorry, I said Venus. Because Venus is covered in. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. AP Physics?
Yeah, no, it's Venus's greenhouse gases.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the gases on Uranus. Am I right?
I was going to flash an inappropriate finger.
Can you, when you edit these,
Can
do
you
you
blur
have
it out?
the
Can you
little
blur it
thing
out?
where
I
you can
can't.
blur
I don't
out
have that
fingers?
fancy.
Dang it!
I bite my
Sucks.
thumb at you, sir.
Oh.
Hashtag
But
Shakespeare.
you know, I don't bite my thumb. I simply bite my thumb. I'm not a bee. Right? Isn't that it? Like I
No,
don't bite my thumb at you.
I bite my thumb,
Sir,
sir.
but
I
not-
do bite my thumb at you, sir, and then they stab each other.
Monologue.
Drink-
That's not how it goes.
Is that your monologue that you're doing for your
Yeah,
thing?
that's the whole. I say that, so it takes a whole minute long.
Fair.
I do
So is that Romeo and Juliet?
not. Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that there's like the exact same scene that happens in A Starry Night.
That's weird.
Because like I remember seeing
Not familiar.
Starry Night,
I
and
have
it was like the exact same scene happened. But
That's not okay.
my play knowledge isn't that great. No, I like plays.
Hers is better than yours.
Yeah, like professional.
I mean, not really. I'm no Allison. Allison's
Still.
That's
Allison's
true.
actually a walking library.
Shout out
First
to
person I know.
Allison.
It's fine. And Mary.
If you could be an expert at one thing, what would it be?
The environment.
Fish.
Fish?
No, I don't know. Oceans, like stuff in the
You know
oceans.
what's crazy? If any of us have ever had kids, they probably.
Senior-
Alone won't.
Senior Vice President of Ag.
If any of us have kids though, our kids probably won't eat fish. Because right now
Workers, we're gonna get
we're overfishing, and
Oh yeah.
beyond
Beyond
beyond the overfishing, like so essentially we can't eat a lot of fish that we used to anymore. Like tuna,
There
like
aren't
the
any
huge
allowed.
tunas anymore.
They're
We aren't.
gone.
Like the
Bluefin
tilapia.
tuna are gone.
Tilapia that we eat now is Japanese for trash fish. Like they never ate it. So
Nice.
because they're a
Yeah.
bottom feeder, so then they weren't
Like
overfished.
carp.
So now we're overfishing them because now we need
I
fish.
forget where they're really into eating carp.
Tilapia is the only fish that I'll eat.
It's pretty good. Like, but you know, it's like
Your bottom
We need to
feeder.
create an
It's
industry
because
for
I'm trash.
zebra
It's
mussels.
because I'm trash.
Yeah, tell me about it. No, actually, me and Zoe are so into reading ingredients.
Yes.
We just
Really good
love
at 'em.
nature. So we were in Bayview, and there was this fish
Oh yeah.
truck, and I'm like, I wonder if those fish were caught sustainably. So we actually
comes
looked
from
up their company and read about how they got their
Did they?
It sounds
That's
like a
good.
little bit of BS, but
There's
They
fish
said
hatchery
they
in
had
Madison.
a.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah,
said that they got
that-
them from a
oh.
inland fish farm.
yes, there was it's Lake Wingra
Yeah.
in Madison.
Yeah.
They have a fish farm because is that with carp or something? Because like their
Yeah.
lake was all like terrible from like eutrophication. There are all these like phosphates are going in the lake and it was nasty, so they like sectioned off this little section of because there wasn't like invasive species or else carp in the lake. They sectioned off a part of the lake, took the carp out, and it was just straight up just clear water. There's a picture of it in our enviro book, and they're like, get those out of there, but they're fish farms.
Crazy. What about
Farm
you guys?
fish, corn.
I'm hard to
What would you learn? Be
What
masters.
would I master?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Other than oceans.
other than being basic.
Kate
PH
Spade.
14.
So maybe
That's
you
That's
basic.
not funny.
Tia, I was watching Gilmore Girls, and he was talking about Kate Spade.
Did you get the Birkin bag yet?
No.
Oh, that'll. Who's she dating now?
No, it's when
when she dates
Luke's. It's
Logan.
when Luke's nephew just came.
Jesse's
Oh.
so good looking.
Oh my god. But he's kind of weird. But
No.
So what's the difference between the Gilmore Girls and the Golden Girls?
Oh jeez.
Every Girls is like a million times better, and they're not elderly.
They're not elderly. They're not on. Excuse me. Those are my apple chips.
Am I allowed to like?
Suppose if I could
get my
master
tortilla
I
chips?
did literature. Like I
That's what I'm thinking, like, just,
I really
That's
hate,
really artsy.
no, not like that.
well, I would even do that.
I really like it's something important. Like you should be able to analyze literature, and I don't know. I
In
just
your
feel like
daily life.
I'd want to be able to either, like, remember things I read really well, or just read really quickly. Because, like, Bill Gates reads, like, 4 hours a day, and Warren Buffett,
We have time for that.
like, no, Warren Buffett reads 8 hours a day.
They're billionaires.
I mean, I guess he's making money just sitting
Yeah,
there.
like, he says, like, oh, like, the best way to make money is to learn how to do it. Just, like, to learn. You know, and I guess that makes
Or
sense.
spend all your
I
money
mean,
going to
I
school.
love reading, but like I can't just sit for
Gotta have some
4
music.
hours.
I got
Like I
some
couldn't
music
just
something.
sit on this
Breaks.
couch for 4 hours. Like
No.
I would go crazy.
Ari, what about you?
What would you master?
master?
Other than sitting quietly.
Gnomes.
Garden knows.
Horchata. Yes, star.
Baby's
Pokemon.
back open.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Master.
Slay star.
That's what it would be.
That'd be pretty good.
Brennan,
Classy.
what would you master?
Numbers.
Math. He already did that.
Socks. Culvers. Culvers.
Alright.
Come here, Culver's
Brennan
master.
would master.
He likes that
Culvers.
answer. Okay.
Yeah, going back to fish, let's think about how,
Yes. Fish from Culvers.
like,
I've
really
had
though,
fish from
all the
Culver's.
fish, so right now we've got the standards that, like,
It's okay.
you can't catch a fish if it's too small, right? So we say it's gonna be young.
Throw it back.
Well, that's wrong. Because right now, well, we're
Some
catching
fish
all
are
the big fish,
small.
and big fish, like, when you've got, like, a huge, you know, like, 20 pound fish, that fish is gonna reproduce.
Small
Because,
child.
well, no, they're gonna be way, that fish is gonna be way more fertile, and it's also gonna just, like, reproduce more often because it's gonna live longer.
It's big.
And right now, like, the average fish has decreased in size by half in the
Ew.
last 50 years.
That's weird.
Because what we're doing,
Which
we're
is the
catching all,
opposite
yeah,
of chickens
We're-
and livestock.
we're catching all the big ones. So then what happens is just the little weak ones, like, they're reproducing slower because they're tiny. And then the ones
And
that
they're
are smaller
reproducing smaller
reproduce.
fish.
Natural
They reproduce
selection.
less often
Yeah.
and they reproduce smaller fish. It's crazy.
But like we're screwing
It's
up the
like
natural
what we
Yeah,
selection.
we're doing
did.
it wrong.
It's
Dang
the
it.
opposite of what we did with chickens.
Yeah.
Right.
They get the fat breasts and then they break their legs.
Dude,
Yeah.
you can totes get cage-free eggs at Sundays. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. Allison bought some for me. I was like,
My mom got cake eggs the other day too.
If I have my own
they're
place,
Phil's
I
brand.
don't- I want
They're
to,
very
like,
good.
buy part of a cow, like Mr. Johnson does. It's like, get like a quarter of a cow.
My
It's like,
neighbors.
that's like sustainable food.
Mr. Egress like went in and bought
Oh,
a
the
whole
cow.
cow one time with like 4 or 5 of his friends.
God.
And what did he do with that?
Well, they just split up the meat.
Yeah, like,
You
it's,
like buy the meat from
you
the
have to have
cow.
like a big like deep freezer.
I want like
Or
in
you
the
split
summer.
it.
Do you take it to the
We
butcher?
should go. I want to like literally go somewhere and like buy my meat from the
Yeah.
place where it's from.
Like, I don't have any problem with
Like
meat,
Mr.
but
Well, I want to
Well,
like
it's not meat, but
I want to like go and like buy my
Do you
ground
want it while
meat
it's still
and I
alive?
want no,
Okay.
I want it like dead. But I want to go there and be like, what was the name of this cow?
Did it have
Did
any
it have
friends?
any friends? Was it popular?
What was its nickname?
Bessie Sue was always a bit of a loner, so
Like,
it's a good thing
I
she's
want the
getting eaten.
farmer to be like, this is the name of the cow you're about to consume. Oh, somebody during World
Touching my Peter.
This is cow
Peter
314A.
During World Cultures today, it was Matt. It was Matt McLaughlin. He was saying when he went to Italy and they went to this butcher shop and they were selling horse like for you to eat. And outside of the butcher shop, there's a beautiful painted picture of the horse that they were selling. So you could look at this beautiful, just majestic painting of this
And then they
horse, and then you go in
slaughtered
there and you buy a chunk
Oh
of
my
it.
It's like
god.
when I was in
Awesome. So cool.
Segovia, Spain. No, was it Segovia or Toledo? Or but alright, so it's someplace in Spain. Their delicacy is baby pigs. So
Cool.
you'd walk around and all the meat shops would have these little baby piglets dead in their windows. Just be like,
So like I could sell the fetal pigs from the biology department? Okay.
Those are probably like a little ring.
really?
It actually wasn't that
We
bad.
did.
It was actually
I didn't.
Wait,
It looked
oh,
like
I-
it was plastic.
it wasn't that bad.
It didn't look.
I broke
real.
into its brain. That was the fun part.
A little.
I have to do like
I couldn't
Oh, weird.
Apparently the cats pretty cool because since they're from the Humane Society, they're like strays from the Humane Society that have died. They aren't anyone that's been put down. They're just like cats that have come in and have died.
I didn't
So
know
then
that.
like
That's
I
some of them
thought
will have
they
like
were,
cancer, or they'll have like tumors, or some will have
Oh, that's interesting.
some will be pregnant. They have like little like half-formed babies in them.
babies.
That's
I'm
so,
so nervous.
scary.
Or they could just have like weird diseases that make them like funky on the inside.
Nice. I'm so
Just their
excited.
insides are
Me, so
rotting.
excited.
Dissected starfish in
Oh,
biology.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's inside a starfish?
Nothing.
Just goo.
It's
She's
a
like,
tube.
Oh,
You
can
put
you see?
water
She's
through
like,
the
can you
tube.
see the stuff inside starfish? I'm like, there is more starfish inside of the starfish. Like, there's like a tube down its arm, and that's it.
The pig
It's
was
starfish
actually way
goo.
more interesting than the starfish.
Yeah, the pig, like, you could actually see like its organs and stuff. Starfish is just mush.
I still don't like dissection because
Gonads.
what I think about is
Ew.
like think about the frogs. Like that frog is a
Ugh.
little baby and it
Ew.
grows up and its entire purpose in life is to get killed.
Gross.
It's not in.
Yeah, no. The frogs come from farms, dissection
Oh.
farms. You
Well, that
grow them
part
up and then you gas them all with
Yeah,
chloroform
grow 'em
and
up.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's sad.
Gas them and you sell them the whitefish.
Okay,
Right?
it's gonna be gross. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm actually kind of excited. Like it's gonna be cool.
What about would you dissect if you could dissect a
dissect
human
a
body?
person?
Like let's say you're in college.
And you got a
Alright.
cadaver.
You got a cadaver. It's
Cadaver.
made of chocolate. Would you take a bite?
You know what I hear? I hear the hardest part about like when people think like the face would be the hardest part, but it's all covered, like you don't look at their face or anything.
Oh, that'd
But,
be
Where
weird.
you just burn their face.
What I hear is the part that makes people like weirded out is the hands.
They
People,
wear a
like,
mask.
Because people think about like, oh, like this is
Like a party
human.
mask.
Like hands make something look human. If it's just an arm, you can like cut muscles out and veins and everything. But it's
I wouldn't know, yeah.
apparently, from what people say, it's the hands that make people like
The
realize
hands
that's like
that
human.
tell the story. This person has calluses. Maybe they were a digger.
Railroad.
A digger.
Digger.
They dug holes for a living. Holes.
Remember that book?
Remember that
Yeah.
movie? Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really
that
good.
movie was so
With
good.
Shia
I wanted to become a child criminal. after
Shia
Holes.
freaking beef.
No, wanted to become a child criminal after Holes. Because you read about all the kids in there, like, well,
Yeah,
one
get
kid
the
stole a
hand
car.
washing.
That's really cool. So I went to go and steal everyone's credit
Is
cards.
this all the same
That was my plan after Holes. I'm like, yeah, I'll be cool. I'll like have everyone's credit card number.
traditional Euro cap?
I'm sorry. Ari brought this really awesome little bike. No.
No, put it on
You
there.
could
Wait,
have put it on this way.
Oh god.
it's a bike hat.
It's a bike hat.
Did not
And
know
I
it was
asked
like
for
that.
one, and she
So
brought
cool.
me one because
A
she's a
bike hat?
bae.
Yeah.
Who actually uses like a bike hat? What about a
I
helmet?
just want
I've
to
seen
wear
you
it.
wear a
No,
bike
I
hat.
just want to wear it.
What is a bike? I've
Is
never
that
heard
like
of
polo?
that.
Hat. You wear them, you ride your
No.
bike.
Really?
What about a helmet?
I've only ever seen like one.
I probably actually won't wear it while I'm riding my bike. I'll probably just wear it.
You just wear it like
And I'm
like
gonna
when you're on the
tug-
east side, so people know that you have a bike because you're wearing a
And
bike
it's
hat.
from
And it says
freaking
Portland. You get your hipster cred all set.
So
Yeah, I think it's supposed to look like the
I just
Portland
tuck my
flag.
hair into it so I look like a man. I'm like twisted a little
What are you
sideways.
gonna wear with the bike hat? Have like an outfit to go with it?
So you gotta get your curly mustache and then your real thick rim glasses,
Like,
right?
what's the
Right.
character
Then-
who wears the bike hat in Portlandia?
Spike maybe?
Yeah. Is he the one who's always shouting
Yeah.
about bicycle rides?
Yeah.
Bicycle
He
rides.
is-
Bicycle rides.
You know,
No, good.
Portlandia is the best show ever.
The lady at my church who looks like Carrie Brownstein's mom totally talked to me the other day. I'm like, are you on Portlandia?
you know
How's your daughter?
what's funny is
Cool.
We can pickle that.
We can pickle that.
I can think of that.
like just how the viewing experience just does change. Like
With, like,
beyond just fact, like well, no, HBO has now it's called like
We can
what,
pickle that.
HBO Now.
Why?
It's their new streaming service. So
HBO
like,
Go?
nope, it's different. It just launched yesterday. So before you had to have HBO Go, but to have that you had to have cable, right?
Right.
Like you had to be subscribed to HBO on cable to get that.
Really
This
dumb.
is their new independent streaming service. It's like Netflix,
I
but
just
for
have-
only
I
HBO
don't
stuff.
trying to do like another
Yeah.
Netflix and it's not
There
gonna
is
work.
no other
But there's so
Netflix.
many.
Because
There's like
Netflix is
you have
always gonna
Amazon
be the
Prime,
first
and then you
thing.
get
There's like
Hulu
the Hulu one.
Plus, and then you get
It's
like Netflix,
It's
and
like
then
the
you have.
like Microsoft version
HBO.
of the iTunes store
Yeah.
that just like isn't the same
There's a
thing.
Microsoft version of that.
You know what I learned
Well,
about
yeah, don't they sell
yesterday?
like apps and stuff that
Yeah.
have like their own little store, but
I don't
like
know
don't
anything
care
about
because
It's,
Apple was there first.
This thing, I'm pretty sure it's called Prima. You can't quote me on this, but it allows you to